90 Palestinian prisoners were released earlier this week as part of the Israel-Hamas ceasefire deal. Among them was Rula Hassanein, a Palestinian journalist who was arrested by Israeli forces in March of last year. She was tried before an Israeli military court at Ofer Prison. And I'm pleased to say that Rula Hassanein joins us live now from Bethlehem. Your story is particularly heartbreaking to me because you were separated from your 9-month-old daughter when you were arrested. We saw you being reunited with your daughter there in those images. How did it feel to be with her again and the rest of your family?
Thank God, by the grace of God, I have been reunited with my daughter, family, and husband. It was almost a dream. I was arbitrarily and unjustly detained and taken away from my 9-month-old daughter. I came out 10 months later to find her totally different. These were very difficult moments for me, not only because I was detained arbitrarily and unjustly, but when I came out, my daughter could not recognize me. By the 3rd month, I almost forgot the features of my young daughter, the apple of my eye. I was certain that she too was not able to remember or recognize me. And as we know, young babies have very short memories. On the day I was released, she was shocked simply because she found someone to be labeled or called a mother. It took her 3 days in order to get used to me next to her. She is becoming to get accustomed to see her mother at home and giving her some sort of care.
And Rula, am I right in thinking that in the 10 months you were in prison, you were deliberately not allowed to see your daughter?
That's true. These are part of the oppression practices of the Israeli occupation forces. Detainees are not only arbitrarily detained, but also deprived of their visitation rights. I was allowed only once to take a look at a photo of my daughter on the phone of the attorney assigned to me. I was only given a 3-minute window to take a look on my daughter. I was totally shocked. It was the first time in 7 months of detention to see my daughter only for 3 minutes. And these 3 minutes were given to me after repeated petitions before the Israeli judges. I was finally given the permission, especially that my daughter was prematurely given birth to. She was delivered a couple of months earlier, and she was going through very difficult health conditions. Not only was I arbitrarily and unjustly detained, but I was also deprived of my beloved daughter, who was also having very difficult moments. All these conditions collectively are means of oppressions by the Israeli occupation forces.
Indeed, Rula, and we often hear how difficult the conditions are inside Israeli prisons. Can you describe to us what your experience was like there day to day?
We were used to be incarcerated in very small cells. Very large numbers of detainees are kept crammed together in very tiny cells, especially that more than 12,000 Palestinian detainees are kept behind Israeli bars. We were not only detained arbitrarily, but we were also given hard times. All the simplest rights given to prisoners or detainees were denied to us. We were not even able to get the basic requirements or the basic needs. It was not only the meals, but also the basic hygiene and cleaning materials. We were arbitrarily and untimely inspected. Our cells are being opened, stormed by the guards at night. We were put to individual and collective punishment. Many harsh practices were perpetrated by the Israeli guards on the detainees, especially that we are women and have special rituals to follow. Yet we were willfully and purposefully oppressed by the Israeli guards. We were even stripped, which is have a very grave impact on our souls. The meals were very poor, and these are only a few of the many practices we are subjected to. Personally speaking, as I was taken away from my 9-month-old child, I contracted high blood pressure, although I'm still young in age. This is an indication of how oppressed, suppressed, and unjustly treated we are being subjected to.
Rula, if I could get in and ask you another question, because we don't have that much time, and I really appreciate having you on the show. You were arrested for highlighting the plight of Palestinians in Gaza and in the occupied West Bank. How has your arrest and your imprisonment left you feeling about your activism? Is this something you think you will keep doing?
جهد صحفي. I was detained and I was given the charges to be provoking the public through my journalist activities. I cannot imagine that any free person, that a state or an authority could detain a person for simply expressing his own or her own opinion. We, the Palestinians, since 2018 and 18, all activists, journalists, or even average Palestinians are being arbitrarily detained for expressing their opinions, be it as a journalist or even on social media. All the Palestinians are subjected to great oppression and can be harshly and arbitrarily detained simply for carrying out even his day job or even expressing his opinion or her opinion on social media platforms.
Rula, thank you for taking the time to share your experience here on Al Jazeera. I hope you and your daughter are very well. Rula Hassanein, a former prisoner, was released just a few days ago, one of the 90 Palestinian prisoners to be released as part of the Israel-Hamas ceasefire deal.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.